This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who wrote the pine. This is episode 308, and I am not your host, Scott Grimes, but I am doing the intro here because we have a very special guest host today. I will actually get to him at the end, so let me introduce the Benchwarmers here. Tonight we're going to have the Benchwarmer team of Markkus and Dan taking on the Benchwarmer team of David Lux and myself. So I will start with David and our team because I would like to save Mr. Emeritus for the end. So David, how's it going? Let us know anything in your life that you feel like we need to know.
Well, it's been a while since I've been on because I started a new job, needed to get in a rhythm with that, but I'm back and I'm ready to go. So let's play.
Okay, cool. Since I'm already talking a lot, I'm also not going to really do much. Why don't you go ahead and give our team name, and then I'll throw it over to the other team.
Yep. So even though the Benchwarmers are sick of it, we won't run out of August 5th birthdays. And tonight we're going to focus on Otis Thorpe. And in honor of Otis Thorpe, our team name tonight is going to be Otis. He loves us.
All right. And we will go, like I said, going up against a team of Markkus and Dan. I will start with Markkus. Sir, how's it going? How's everything? And then, yeah, let us know what's up.
Not a whole lot here. I'm just getting ready to start spring ball here. My first spring ball as an offensive coordinator, so just lots of panicking for no reason and freaking out about stuff that hasn't happened yet. But other than that, things are great. Excited for that to get started, and I always like being here. And this is two recordings in a row for me where I get to see Dan's lovely face, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, very, very jealous. Benchwarmer Emeritus. I don't know what's you've been around a little bit more for an emeritus. We might have to change the title a little bit, but
no, I'm still emeritus. I'm not here anymore. I got contacted about 45 minutes ago by someone saying, "Hey, I can't make it tonight. Can you?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess. What else am I going to do?"
We appreciate it, of course. Do you have a team name for us?
Yes, we do. And I'm going to give it back over to Markkus because he came up with this. He came up with it, but I mean, he lives this every day. But Markkus and my dog both have something in common, and that is what, Markkus?
That is that our team name, I'll just say it, is I Hate Thunder. And I can't express the amount of vitriol and just pure actual hatred I have for that franchise in Oklahoma City, and nothing would make me happier than to get back to my yearly tradition of every year. I've made one meme in my life, and it's of Clay Bennett crying, and I say Thunder's delicious tears, yummy. And I can't wait to post that again because I will drink his tears, and it will keep me, hold me over until next basketball season and they're eliminated. So anyways, I Hate Thunder.
As it stands right now, Marcus's least favorite team and my least favorite hockey team are both in the conference finals, and we both want to see them do nothing but die. And it doesn't help that it doesn't hurt that my favorite team is playing the Thunder. So there you go.
Yeah. I hope this ages well. I really do
too, but it's not going to.
Really,
it's Minnesota we're talking about.
I really hope it does. What has aged well, though, is our host for this episode. He is back. He is hosting this time around. You've heard him before, teaming up with podcast legend, kind of, Harrison Smith.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but he's rolling solo in the hosting chair tonight. From the Rounding Third podcast, our special host is Nick Arno. Nick, how's it going? Please remind the listeners who you are, where you're from, and anything else you'd like to share.
It's going great. I host the Rounding Third podcast. We're live on Sunday nights and Thursday nights. We're just ongoing baseball news. The Pete Rose stuff that came out. That was some huge stuff that came out. I hosted with Harrison. You guys have heard him on the show. I was 4 or 5 months ago now, I think. It's going well. I'm David Lux's next door neighbor, apparently. So we're pretty close here in North Carolina, but I hope you guys are buckled in for an all baseball show because that's what's coming at you.
We're ready.
Yeah, let's do it. So whenever you're ready, the hosting chair is yours. Take over and we're good to go.
All right. So we have Otis, he loves us, and I hate thunder.
Dan, we got to kick it over to Dan for the rules, but he's sitting here, so this is awkward.
I have an idea.
I mailed it in a while ago.
All right, good.
I don't know
All
if
right,
you knew that
no,
or not.
Just a
I
sec.
have an
Oh,
I
idea.
don't do that live.
Can present Dan just kick it to past Dan?
oh, that's good.
Last time I was here, I kicked it to future Dan.
You did.
Yeah, I heard that episode.
Ah, that was
It was
But
awesome.
yeah, we'll kick it to way in the past, Dan, for the rules. The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
All right, very
All right.
cool. Now we can
Dan,
kick it over.
wait, Dan, how do you think you sound?
I sounded terrific. I sounded like 4 years younger than I am right now.
Yeah, but he also sounded like the T-Wolves weren't in the Western Conference Finals.
So our first quarter is MLB haiku.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
So our first haiku is worst Sox move all time. Interpreter would place him right fielder, shortstop.
We're checking in.
What?
I hate thunder has checked in. Odyssey loves us. Talk it out.
All right, so our assumption is that it's Red Sox, not White Sox, because we know Nick's a Red Sox fan. Interpreter would
I thought their worst move ever was Babe Ruth.
that is true until they traded Jeff Bagwell for Larry Anderson, but
That's fair.
Jeff
That's
Bagwell
fair.
was neither a right fielder nor a shortstop. Right fielder, shortstop. What the hell?
Yeah, that's a weird combo.
It is a very weird combo, and would place him. What the hell's place in? Oh,
Interpreter.
places
Who would
in
need
quotes.
who would need an interpreter? Like this can't be Daisuke Matsuzaki. He didn't play right field and shortstop.
No,
But who else would need an interpreter? Would place the only interpreters I can think of is like Otani's interpreter with all that stuff that happened, but that has nothing
Right.
to do with the Sox.
I think it may just have to give in the interest of time. But
Would
I honestly,
place him.
I have nothing.
Is there like a something place that we're just not picking up on? Like I don't know, is it a restaurant or like an area of a stadium or something? I have no idea. Like would place him.
Park Place? Maybe it's Chenho Park. Park Place. I'm trying to think of famous places. I got nothing. All right, we'll check in with Chenho Park. We have no idea what we're doing.
The right fielder.
All right.
Right, exactly.
And I hate thunder. What'd you come up with?
So I think I'm catching what you're throwing down. Before the show, I talked about my degenerate gambling, and worst Sox move, I think in this case may be subjective, and this is Nick's interpretation of their worst move. And Shohei's interpreter got in trouble for placing bets, and we have checked in with Mookie Betts.
Yes, Mookie Betts is the correct answer. I think, honestly, out of the 3, Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, and Mookie Betts, I would have unloaded the bank accounts to keep Mookie Betts. I don't understand that move whatsoever. I mean, Rafael Devers has turned it around, but he was a mess. We all know Xander Bogaerts. So, yeah, I was going for Mookie Betts there.
Oh, God.
It's okay, Nick. Since I was 9 years old in 1997, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around Heathcliff Slocum for Jason Varitek and Derek Lowe and other things. So I get that.
Yep. I'm not complaining about that one, but
No.
I bet you aren't.
Jason Varitek's my favorite of all time. So love that guy.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
all right. All right. Remember, it is all baseball only. So here we go. Here is the second question. 2021, ACL tear for first time. 24 again.
Nick, we are checked in.
Otis He Loves Us has checked in. I Hate Thunder. Talk it up.
You know for sure that I'm not a modern baseball guy at all.
I do know
But
this.
I think this is who it is, though. I think this is Acuna.
Yeah, I agree, and it makes sense because he missed their World Series, right? Didn't he miss it when they won
Yes.
recently? And then he's not playing this year, so yeah, I think that's right. We'll check in with Ronald Acuna.
Junior.
All right.
Junior.
Otis He Loves Us. What did you come up with?
Yeah, same. The only notable ACL tear that I can think of really recently in baseball, and it happened to be a second one. So we also checked in Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yep, absolutely. Ronald Acuna Jr. He's coming back, making his way up. It was their first at bat in the minors. He just cranks one to center field. So he's coming back with a vengeance. But the running joke in 24 was he tore his ACL again. The Braves are going to win the World Series.
Right. I want him to come back. I mean,
Not
I'm not really a Braves fan, but Acuna's good for baseball, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not with Jared Kelenic on your squad. It's not going to happen. So
Yeah. Well, he's gone now, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But so our third haiku is left-handed starter. Umpire and catcher shocked. No avian safe.
Yeah, checking in. Sorry, I got pizza crust in my mouth.
Otis He Loves Us has checked in. I Hate Thunder. Talk it up.
yeah, I mean, I had newspaper clippings cut out all over my room when I was a kid of all the 95 Randy Johnson. Like the one that sticks out is the one when they clinched the AL West and he came in for a save against the Angels, and he's all 6'10", arms straight up to the sky. He looked like a giant. It was amazing. Yeah, we can check in with Randy Johnson, I think.
All right. And Otis He Loves Us.
Yeah, we had the same thing. He looked even taller at the end of Little Big League when he made the save, by the way. If you remember that.
So yeah, it is absolutely Randy Johnson. That clip is absolutely legendary. I mean, other than the bird exploding, the best reactions are the batter, the umpire, and the catcher just being like, "What the hell just happened?" I can't even imagine what that looked like. And then the other Randy Johnson clip I love is when they had the bench clear and he ends up putting on the Giants cap and the Diamondbacks uniform. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but that clip's also legendary. Absolutely love it.
My favorite is when he threw and it got near Kenny Lofton and Kenny Lofton got mad and he's screaming at Randy Johnson and he goes, if I wanted to hit you, I'd hit you. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Nice job. All right. On our last one for MLB haiku. Jimmy Fund legend. Boone went deep in 03 clench. Great knuckleballer.
We'll check in.
Otis He Loves Us has checked in. I Hate Thunder. Talk it out.
Is this Tim Wakefield?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You feel good about it?
I feel pretty good about this. This was like early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's right. But
Okay.
I mean, if it's going to be a great knuckleballer and it's going to be, I think it's got to be him.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
We'll check in with Tim Wakefield.
All right. Otis He Loves Us. What did you come up with?
Yeah, I didn't remember his tie into the Jimmy Fund, but it makes sense and sort of ironic because he passed away last year of brain cancer. But I also remember when Nick was on the first time, Nick said that every time he went to Fenway growing up, Tim Wakefield was on the mound. I very clearly remember that. So yeah, it's definitely Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim Wakefield. He embodied everything that a baseball player should be on and off the field. He was an incredible teammate and a rock on the field for the Red Sox. I mean, like I said, every time I went there, he was on the mound, just eating innings. And it was either on or it was off. But
yeah, but what kind of a Red Sox fan works in a reminder about Boone's home run into a question, though? I mean, I'm not cool with that, but okay.
I'm not either, but it was heartbreaking and it gives you a clue to who gave it up. That's really the only reason I put it in there. If we didn't have 03, we don't have 04.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
Yeah, absolutely. But so after the first quarter, we have I Hate Thunder at 100. We have Otis He Loves Us at 75.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially.
Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
All right, our second quarter is going to be curriculum vitae.
Curriculum vitae. In this round, the hosts will list the teams and years for which a player spent time and may also give a few fun facts about each player. Each question is worth 20 points.
First one in curriculum vitae. Third baseman from 1960 to 1973 for the Cubs, 1974 White Sox. 277 career average, 342 career home runs, 2,254 career hits, 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove, Hall of Fame in 2011.
We'll check in.
Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I hate Thunder. Talk it up.
Yikes.
Yikes, indeed. This is out of my wheelhouse.
2011.
That's pretty late for having his career end in 74. So this is, it's got to be a Legends committee.
11 sticks out to me because that was Blyleven. That was a really small class, too. I think it was just like Blyleven and Alomar.
Hard to believe that a 9-time All-Star that finished in 74 is a Hall of Famer in 2011. That seems like a egregious oversight.
Well, we all know the Hall of Fame voting process.
Well, it took. Yeah, we can't get into this. I've got many gripes. I just don't have a lot for the Cubs. 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove. This is a good career. It's a great career. And I don't have anything.
Okay, so hold with me here. If I remember that class and it was a really small class, if he got in, it was something else. Okay. I have an idea, actually.
Okay.
I think this might be, what's his name? Ron Santo.
Okay.
Cubs legend. He would have gotten in with the Ford Frick as a broadcaster. That's the best I can do. But that time is around his time. So,
all right, I love it. Go with it.
We'll check in with Ron Santo.
All right, Otis, he loves us.
Yeah, it's definitely Ron Santo. He had a long time. He was the voice of the Cubs 20 years, I think, on the radio. Had to be. I don't remember him being 2011. I thought it was a little bit after that, but it's definitely Ron Santo.
Yes, it is absolutely Ron Santo. Nice job working that one out. All right, second one for curriculum vitae. Gold Glove outfielder, 2014 for the Giants, 2015 to 2018 for the Reds, 2018 to 2020 for the Braves, 2021 for the Marlins, 2021 to 2022 for the Braves, 2023 for the Red Sox, and 2024 for the Braves again. 195 career home runs, and his most in a season was in 21 when he split time between Miami and Atlanta with a total of 38.
Again, I'm going to say this probably a few times tonight. Current baseball is not my thing.
Nick, we're going to check in.
Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I hate Thunder. Talk it up.
Whatever you say, Markkus, because I don't. I don't.
Gosh.
I don't have this. If there's anything that I really don't know, it's modern National League baseball.
There. This guy played for the Red Sox, Dan.
Modern National League baseball. So I'm trying to remember last year's Braves. So the first name that popped up was Ozuna, but I don't remember him for the Giants or the Red. That's Marlins and Braves. That's what I think. But I don't think that's him. They obviously had Michael Harris was their center fielder. You know,
you're doing great, Markkus. You're doing great. Keep
sorry, a name that's coming up for me, and it's kind of matching up. Actually, no, I don't know that he played for. I've looked at this lineup, like I know roughly who's in it. I just can't.
This is me on the side cheering you on because that's about all I can do. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's all I am as a cheerleader right now.
You guys should see it. I know this is an audio medium, but Dan's got his cheer outfit on, his East Compton Clovers.
You think a white guy wrote that cheer? You think a white guy wrote that cheer? Dan's going, "Brr, it's cold in here."
He's told us to bring it.
I am a gymnast.
If we're going to talk about bringing on,
oh no, your school has no gymnastics team. This is the last resort. Is that what? Yeah.
Oh,
by the way, I love the fact that David knows this entire.
I know.
We'll just check in with Ozuna because I know he played for 2 of those teams, even though I know it's wrong.
All right, and Otis, he loves us. What did you guys come up with?
Yeah, I finally pulled his name. It took a little while. It took some MLB The Show reflections to remember kind of the team path, and I remember him being on some of those just not good Reds teams in the mid 2010s. That's kind of what got it for me. And then definitely multiple stints with the Braves. Didn't know it was 3, but I do remember him going back there. I believe this is Adam Duvall, so we checked in with Adam Duvall.
It is absolutely Adam Duvall. So when he came to the Red Sox in 2023, he was on a tear to start. I think he had like 8 or 9 home runs, and then he lays out for a ball in Detroit and breaks his wrist, and that was it for him in 2023 with the Sox, and then signed back on with the Braves as like utility outfielder type thing in 2024, and then we haven't seen him since. But yes, it's absolutely Adam Duvall. All right. On to the third question. We have relief pitcher for the Cardinals from 2018 to 2023.
Yikes.
Relief pitcher for the Blue Jays in 2023. Starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants from 2024 to current. 16-32 win-loss record in his career thus far with a 4.13 ERA.
We'll check in.
All right, Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I hate Thunder. Talk it out.
Oh gosh,
not sure if you know this or not, Markkus, but stop me if you've heard me.
I'm going to stop you because I actually think I know this. Because he started a game this year against your AL West leading Seattle Mariners. I think this is Jordan Hicks because he was a reliever and we got swept that series. I'm pretty sure before we got swept just recently by, already forgot about it because I hated it so much. Whoever swept us, it was the first series we'd lost since the Giants series, and they talked incessantly about how he used to be a reliever. So I'm pretty sure this is Jordan Hicks. So we'll check that in.
All right, Otis, he loves us. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, same. I just remember him he was a big time prospect, relief pitcher. He was throwing like 100, throwing gas out of the bullpen, next in the long line of Cardinals guys that were doing that, like Jason Mott and those guys afterwards. Yeah, and now he's starting with the Giants. We also checked in with Jordan Hicks.
It absolutely is Jordan Hicks, but he is no longer a starter. He is back to the Giants bullpen. So the Giants were like, thanks, but no thanks. We're gonna put you in the bullpen. So
that experiment didn't work.
Yeah. So yes.
The truth is, an ERA 4.13 was better than a 16-32 record, but I guess a lot of that was in relief. So maybe that's, better fate, I would think.
And for the Cardinals and Blue Jays at that time, where they're not necessarily great baseball teams.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question for this quarter. Relief pitcher Gardner Webb, University, 2021. Stockton, Midland, and Las Vegas in 2023. 2023, 2024 Oakland Athletics, 2025 Athletics. Not Oakland Athletics, just Athletics. One-time All-Star.
Okay, we'll check in.
Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I hate Thunder. Talk it out.
Does that name mean anything to you, Dan?
Yes, it does. I wouldn't have come up with the name.
Okay, but you know who I'm talking about.
I've heard of him out here.
Yes.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
he was very popular trade bait at the trade deadline last year because he was one of a few things that the Oakland A's at that time had going for them. I have to assume this is Mason Miller, one-time All-Star. He's a relief pitcher. I mean, he's throwing 104, between 102 and 104 with his fastball. So, feel good about that, Dan?
Yeah, I do. I've heard that name before out here, and I have a good memory of him pretty much being a From Gardner Webb. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, go with it.
Okay, cool. We'll check in with Mason Miller.
All right. Otis, he loves us. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, I had nothing from the Gardner Webb, but it had to be Mason Miller just based on the very short career and already an all-star. So, yes, Mason Miller.
Yep, it is absolutely Mason Miller of the Sacramento Athletics of Las Vegas, formerly Oakland. Dude throws absolute gas, wipeout slider. It's disgusting. So, but pretty cool thing about this quarter. So originally when I sent this to Taco, this was going to be a missing link, but all 4 answers in this quarter, all of them are type 1 diabetics like myself. So all of them are type 1 diabetics. I've had diabetes since I was in 1995. So I was 11 when I was diagnosed.
Wow.
So pretty cool like link there. And Taco goes, those guys won't get that. So switch it to curriculum vitae and use it as flavor text.
You know what?
So,
To be totally honest, I would have never had it from the last 3, but Ron Santo was a fairly famous diabetic. He lost, I mean, it was an earlier time, but he lost a leg and all that. So that was actually a fairly, but I would have never known it from the other 3. You're right. I would have never gotten that as a missing link.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of other ones in there that I could have added, but thought those guys you would have
That's
gotten.
cool.
So
That's pretty cool.
nice job. All right. So heading into halftime, we have a tie score at 175. On to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 25 points.
And our halftime, as I've been listening to your show quite a bit, it's going to be a Weird Al halftime.
God bless. All right.
You got this, David. You got this.
All right.
All right. So with this quarter, all you have to do is name me the famous TV Al. That's it.
All right. I can do this.
So here we go. The first question at halftime. What is the character's name whose famous line in his TV show was, "I don't think so, Tim"?
I know this. His name was Al.
Oh no, I'll get it. I'll get there. We're checked in.
Damn it.
I Hate Thunder has checked in. Otis, he loves us. Talk it out.
Let's go.
Yeah, Scott. We immediately knew it was Home Improvement, and then we were just trying to remember what Richard Karn's name was, and Scott came very quickly with, before I could come up with it, was Al Borland. So we'll check in with that.
All right. And I Hate Thunder, what'd you come up with?
Absolutely, Al Borland.
Yep, absolutely Al Borland. I think Home Improvement came out on Netflix. I've been binge watching that. A little guilty pleasure there, but turn back the clock a little bit to the childhood. But yes, nice job. All right, second question. What character said, "Peggy, I swear my life is a bad sitcom, and I wrote the damn thing"?
We'll check in.
Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I Hate Thunder. Talk it out.
It's Al Bundy, right?
Yep.
Polk High School zone.
Yep. And Otis, he loves us. What'd you come up with?
Same thing.
Yep, absolutely Al Bundy. Nice job. Married with children. A little before its time there. A little risque.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. All right. And our last quarter of halftime. What is the name of the fictional store that the kidnapper of Woody in Toy Story 2 owns?
Check in.
Yes.
I Hate Thunder has checked in. Otis, he loves us. Talk it out.
Wow. We just found out that Dan is a Toy Story 2 stan.
No, this is easy because
I know
the guy
is
is
a
Al.
short.
The fictional store was it's a Newman from Seinfeld. It's Al's Toy Barn. Check that in.
All right. I Hate Thunder. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, it's Al's Toy Barn.
Yes, absolutely. Al's Toy Barn. Nice job. And that does it for Weird Al halftime. And after halftime, we have a tie score of 250 to 250 on to the third quarter. And our third quarter is Lucky Sevens.
Lucky 7. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 7 items. The team that is trailing coming into the quarter will choose the first list and attempt to identify the items on this list one at a time. If the team has an incorrect guess, the other team can attempt to finish that list out. The team leading at the beginning of the quarter will select the second list, and whichever team is trailing after the first two lists will get the third list. Each item is worth 10 points.
Our three categories in Lucky Sevens is most putouts by a catcher, all post 1970, biggest capacity for an MLB stadium, and franchises without a single 50 home run player. And there's 8, so I'll accept 7 out of the 8.
All right, we're gonna choose stadium capacities.
All right, so I Hate Thunder. Can you name me the 7 stadiums with the biggest capacity?
I think we can check in.
All right, I Hate Thunder has checked in.
All right, so we're gonna start with Dodger Stadium.
Yes, 56,000 is number 1.
Okay, Markkus doesn't believe me, but I'm pretty sure that T-Mobile is up there.
It is number 3 at 47,929.
It's just never full, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Chase Field.
Chase Field is number 2, 48,405.
Okay, Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium is at number 5, 46,537.
And then Angel Stadium.
Yes, the California Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is 45,517. That's number 6.
Okay, Coors.
Coors is number 4 with 46,897.
All right, and we had 3, and Markkus.
I narrowed it down to 2, which was a mistake, and then I made Dan pick of those 2.
The way that you were reacted to the one that I said, I think we're going to go with that. We're going to go with Camden Yards.
You picked the correct one. Yeah, number 7, Camden Yards, 44,970.
We had
Nice
Great American
job.
Ballpark, and we thought about Tropicana, but then we were like, wait, no, that's not a current stadium, is it?
The other 2 we had were Great American and Busch Stadium.
And Busch, yeah.
Busch, yeah. Nice. Yeah, nice job. Clean sweep. All right. Odyssey loves us. Which category would you like?
We are going to select major league teams that have not had 50 home run hitters.
All right. Well, let's have them.
We're ready. We'll check in.
Name me the franchises without a single season 50 home run player.
The Rays.
Yep.
The Rays, Carlos Pena has the most with 46.
The Twins.
The Twins are on the list. Killebrew had 49.
The Astros.
Astros are on the list. Bagwell had 47.
The White Sox.
The White Sox, Albert Bell had 49.
Ooh, some of these are scraping it close. What did I just say? I just said the White Sox. Okay, the Royals for sure.
The Royals have 2 players tied at 48. Jorge Soler and future Hall of Famer Salvador Perez.
Only because this one came up recently on the podcast, the Expos/Nationals.
It is. It's Alfonso Soriano's Triple Crown year, 46. I think it was Triple Crown. It might not have been his Triple Crown year.
No.
But either way.
It was his
whatever.
40-40.
No, it's 40-40 year.
That's-
40-40 year.
That's what I meant. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Same
yeah. And and the Angels.
The Angels, Troy Gloss with 47.
That's 7, right?
You got Rays, Nationals, Astros, Angels, Royals, White Sox,
And Twins.
And Twins.
and Twins. Killebrew. Yep, there's one more. Do you guys know it? Just you can do it together.
I mean, we went through every team.
I thought we went through every team. Who did we
No,
miss?
There's one that is historically bad this year.
Oh, the Rockies.
The Rockies. Todd
They don't
Helton,
have one?
49.
How do they not have a
amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems amazing.
I thought for sure Larry Walker.
Yeah,
had
they
54
would not
home
have
runs.
been on my. I would have thought Bichette or
I'm okay
Galarraga.
not getting that one. I'm okay
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah. Todd Helton with the most at 49.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but nice job. Well, since we're tied after the first 2 rounds of the third quarter, first 2 questions of the third quarter, we are going to do it Dean's List style, and it is my idea, and I was not persuaded to say that.
Because we're afraid of Josh.
We're ready.
All right, we'll check in.
So I Hate Thunder checked in first, and they are going to start their list.
All right, we'll start with Yachty.
Yes, Yachty is number 1, 15,122 career putouts.
Okay, we'll go Pudge.
Pudge Rodriguez, number 2, 14,864.
Okay, we will go with Jason Kendall.
Jason Kendall, number 3, 13,019.
I don't know why I listened to this.
It took yours, David.
I know, and I don't know why I listed this guy third, but we'll go with Brad Ausmus.
Brad Ausmus is number 4 with 12,839.
Wow. Yikes.
All right, next on our list was Twins legend AJ Brzezinski.
AJ Brzezinski is number 5, 12,600.
David, which one do you want to go with of your two?
I think we should go old school.
I think that's very fitting for you.
Right. Okay. Then we'll go old school and we'll go Gary Carter.
Gary Carter is number 7, 11,785.
Wow.
Okay, well this is fitting also because Dan was listing a bunch of names and I said, "What about this guy?" I go, "This guy just kind of popped in," and then Dan's reaction got me like, I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, we can go with him." I just threw the name out there. So we'll go with Brian McCann.
Brian McCann is number 6, 12,048.
We had so many names we were throwing around because if we went more old school, I would have gone like Carlton Fisk, Bob Boone,
Tony Pena.
We talked about Tony Pena.
Yeah. Benito Santiago.
Yeah, we threw out Mike Piazza.
Veritek might be close, right?
Veritek, Jorge Posada's
got to be up there.
Posada's got to be close.
Yeah. Sal Perez is probably getting there.
Yeah, I mean, so after we got done with the initial 6, that was like mostly Dan. I threw out Jason Kendall, but it was mostly Dan, and then he said Fisk, Santiago, and I go, "What about Brian McCann? I feel like he would be up on a list like this." And he went, "Oh yeah, absolutely," and I was like, "Oh, okay, great."
Well, I'm glad we didn't overthink it because I was saying to Scott, like, you get a put out if you're a catcher every time somebody strikes out, and that's what I was trying to think of guys who had a lot of strikeout pitchers that they were catching. Like Bob Boone caught Carlton, and he caught Ryan with the Angels. No, maybe he was gone by the time. Anyway, all right.
Nice job.
So how do we score that? Do we just both teams get 70? We'll say.
I think technically they'd get 40 and we'd get 30. To be fair,
is that how we should score it though?
I don't know. You
guys let us go first.
We did let them go first.
Whatever.
Right.
I don't care. I don't.
Do you know who number 8 is? I wonder if they could.
I was looking for the list again, and now I can't even find it.
It's probably one of the names
8.
we already named. I'm sure it's one that we already named. I would imagine. That's a great list, though, Nick. It
was. I couldn't believe it. And I said post 1970, but these guys are all the actual leaders. Period. Like these are the top 7 of all time.
But I think that goes back to what I said about strikeouts.
Oh yeah,
because strikeouts were not as common.
I found it. I think on Baseball Reference.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I can't find it. It won't come up on my.
No, I'm saying David and Scott. He named them.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, it's probably one of the ones we already named.
Who do we threw out? We threw out Sal Perez. We threw out Mike Scioscia. But he was calling some of those off. Oh, you know who else we had on the list? We had Russell Martin on the list, and I was trying to talk you into that one because he hung on.
He played third base though, but he
played third base. Well, nobody plays catcher every day. Russell Martin caught for a long time.
Well, unless you're Pudge.
Right, that's true. Never takes a day off.
Yeah.
Russell Martin caught
if you want to say Russell Martin,
for 15 years.
That's fine.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're not playing for points at this point. Or are we? Is this for points?
I thought this was a thing. I don't know.
I say if you nail number 8, we'll be tied going into.
All right, Russell Martin, check it in.
Russell Martin is number 8. That's amazing.
Ridiculous.
You're a sicko, David.
I mean, he caught Kershaw, right? I mean,
he did early Kershaw.
Nuts.
But I don't know the NFL draft at all.
So after Russell Martin, we have Carlton Fisk 9, Bob Boone 10, Tony Pena 11. Kurt Suzuki is at 12.
No.
Whoa. I see. Okay.
Wow.
That's all Felix Hernandez right there.
I could be, because I would have guessed 25 names before I came up with him, I think.
No, he caught some Nationals guys too, right?
Then Piazza, then Benito Santiago, and to round out the top 15, Jason Varitek at 15.
Ah, interesting.
So heading into the fourth quarter, we have a tie ball game at 360 apiece. And on to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
And our fourth quarter, suggested by Taco, is not what you guys usually have themed fourth quarters. This is pre, during, and post game.
Oh my gosh. Wait, for all 4 questions?
No.
All 4 questions.
Oh,
be good.
no.
I hope you have a
Taco.
tiebreaker, Nick, because
I do.
I think we're going to get these all. So
It's not
I
a
do
long
too.
flight, Taco. I can be down there pretty
it's
quick.
even shorter for me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
Okay,
throw you under the
they're
bus,
wrong.
Taco. Sorry. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Benchwarmers TP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the question. All right, so our first question of the fourth quarter, which is pre, during, and post game. Left-handed relief pitcher who debuted in 2017 with the Reds, then went to the Royals in 2022 and pitched for the Angels last year in 2024. He posted a 40.5 ERA with the Blue Jays in 2/3 of an inning in spring training. Plus, the only MLB player to win the Home Run Derby and win the All-Star Game MVP in the same season. Plus, starting pitcher that debuted with Oakland in 2013, but was eventually traded to the Yankees in 2017, who now pitches for the Cardinals. Plus, 1986 World Series MVP.
Nick, we are checked in.
Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I hate Thunder. Talk it out.
All right, so
There's a
we're
lot
working back.
going on.
We're working back to front.
Which I hate, but it's fine. So
Ray Knight is absolutely the 86, which gives
Okay.
us Sonny Gray.
right, which I was like, okay, Oakland to Yankees, Sonny Gray makes sense. So it's something Sun for Brady Anderson. Is it Garrett Anderson? Or I guess it could be Johnson too. But okay, Home Run Derby. I'm pretty sure Garrett Anderson was in the Home Run Derby when it was in Seattle,
Okay.
I think.
I think you're right. I think Garrett Anderson actually makes sense for this.
But but did he win the Home Run Derby? That's crazy. I thought, no, oh, well, he might have, because Giambi had a huge performance. Like, he hit balls into right field at Seattle that didn't make any sense.
Do you
But
know
that kind of makes sense.
Do you know 17 with the Reds? See,
Oh
I'm not
my
gonna know
God.
this.
He's the guy who fought everyone. Oh my God. He's the Reds pitcher that fought everyone. There was a big brawl and he's like taking on half the team.
Garrett.
It's his last name is Garrett. Amir Garrett. Amir Garrett is his name. So it's Amir Garrett Sonny Gray Knight.
All right, let's do it.
So you're gonna check in with that, or
We are
Yeah,
checking.
yeah.
We are checking in with that for 60 points.
All right, and over to Otis. He loves us.
Yeah, I had 3/4 of this right away and just needed David to confirm the 86 World Series MVP. But yeah, I remember Garrett Anderson winning the Home Run Derby. I'm pretty sure it's 2003. Because I hated Garrett Anderson and I was pissed that he won everything during All-Star.
I hated Garrett Anderson too.
Break. So I remember that quite vividly, and then all the rest made sense. So we also checked in with Amir Garrett Sonny Gray Knight for 90 points.
All right. So the answer is Amir Garrett Sonny Gray Knight. Nice job. So David did send me a a little side note, and Cal Ripken actually also won the home run derby and All-Star game MVP in 91. So that was my mistake there. But a little bit before my time, I was 7, so I wasn't quite into baseball then. So Garrett Anderson's the only one that pops into mind. All right, on to the second question of the fourth quarter.
Oh, we got to do this 3 more times.
That was fun.
You're welcome. Sorry. All right. Mainly an outfielder that came up with the Giants in 2019, opted out in the COVID year, but played for the Rockies in 21 and 22 before going to the Pirates for 2 years.
Jeez.
Was in San Diego this year and just traded to the Reds. Plus, 6-time All-Star and Rolaids Relief Pitcher of the Year for the Twins, who is 10th on the all-time saves list with 377. Plus, current starting pitcher for the Rangers, who has played for 14 years total, with 5 years in Boston being the most. Plus, current, quote, active shortstop, just not in the MLB, that played for Team Netherlands in the last WBC, but spent time on 4 MLB teams.
All right, we'll check in.
I Hate Thunder has checked in. Otis, he loves us. Talk it out.
Well, I was all proud of myself because I got Joe Nathan so quickly, but Scott already had the piece before that and after that. So Scott sent me almost immediately Connor, Joe, Nathan, Evaldi, and then we just asked for help on the shortstop, and I just filled in. I feel like I'm just the short reliever for Scott tonight.
You're the closer.
I'm the closer, right? So I had just added in D.D. Gregorius, the best name ever. So I think that's what we got. Connor, Joe, Nathan, Evaldi, D. Gregorius. Check that in.
All right. And I Hate Thunder. What'd you come up with?
Yeah, I have to thank Dan for saving me because I put Joe Ryan for some reason, but I had Connor Joe right off the bat. He's been good to me in my degenerate gambling, so it saddens me that he's just, not a factor this year. So anyways, but yeah, this all felt pretty good, and once Dan gave me Joe Nathan, it got me to Evaldi, and then I was almost positive just off the question being read that it was Didi Gregorius. So we also checked in Connor, Joe Nathan, Evaldi, D. Gregorius.
Yes, both for how much?
For 100 points.
For 100 points.
And
Yes,
ours was for 90, by the way. I don't think I said that.
for
Yeah.
90.
Yeah.
All right. Both teams are getting their points. It's Connor, Joe, Nathan, Navaldi, D. Gregorius. So, all right. On to number 3. If you couldn't tell, I love doing these. Like when we're on our podcast, like I do before and afters like all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. And then you guys actually introduced me to like halving the last name to kind of have it flow into the first name. So Harrison, thanks you a lot for that. So
Harrison Smith thinks.
Harrison Smith, yes,
That's right.
the podcast legend.
Podcast legend for us.
So absolutely. All right, we got 2 questions remaining. The score right now is Otis, he loves us, 540. I Hate Thunder, 520. Really close game. So here we go. Final 2 questions. The son of a legendary broadcaster who broadcasts himself, plus Hall of Fame first baseman for the Kansas City Monarchs from 1931 to 1948, with 2 years of military service in between in 44 and 45, plus utility infielder for the Pirates from 09 to 15 with the Silver Slugger Award in 14, then bounced around at the end of his career. Plus 2-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion starting pitcher for the Dodgers that signed a free agent deal with the Red Sox in the 24-25 offseason.
We'll check in.
Oh. Otis, he loves us, has checked in. I Hate Thunder. Talk it out.
We got Joe Buck Owens to start.
I also had Joe Buck Owens, and then utility infielder with a Silver Slugger, Owens. I should, you know what? I'm not even going to think about that. I'm going to think about starting pitcher that for the Dodgers last year that signed a free agent deal with the Red Sox. With a Silver Slugger, it seems like that should be a very short list.
Yeah.
A utility guy with a Silver Slugger. Although Dylan Moore for the Mariners got a Gold Glove last year at the utility spot for who knows why. He's absolute cheeks, as the kids would say in the field. He's not good. That might have been the most shocking award that's ever been given out. Anyways, why can't I think of this person for Boston? Did have a series there. I'm trying to think. Starting pitcher. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's Walker Buehler. Walker
Okay.
Buehler's the pitcher.
Okay.
I had to go through the rotation in my head. It's Walker Buehler.
So it's
Neil Walker?
What is it?
Neil Walker?
Owens Neil? I mean,
Is it just Buck Owen?
It's Owens.
You're sure it's Owens?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Neil Walker, for me, kind of fits, I think. I think he played for the Pirates and was solid.
No, it's not. No.
What?
Oh my gosh, it's not Buck Owens. It's Buck O'Neill.
Oh, you're right.
Buck Owens is someone completely. I mean,
Buck Rogers.
Completely different.
Buck Williams.
Okay. We're going to go with Joe Buck O'Neill Walker Buehler for 100 points.
All right. And Otis, he loves us. What did you guys come up with?
David, before you give the answer, I just want to say I don't think I've ever rooted for an opposing team to get an answer more than I was rooting for you guys. Here's my chat to David. As soon as Dan said Buck Owens the first time, I go, oh boy, Owens is going to mess them up. I think they'll correct themselves. And then Markkus goes, Walker Buehler. And I go, here we go, with an exclamation point. Because I knew once Markkus got to Walker Buehler, that you would fix yourself. It was all about you getting, and I was like, as soon as you get to Walker Buehler, you got this. Because I knew Markkus would go Neil Walker, and then I knew Dan would have this revelation of it's not Buck Owens, it's Buck O'Neill. So I'm so happy that how that played out in real time, and I'm so happy for you guys because that was hard to listen to. Wanting to come up with it, but go ahead, David. Give it to him properly.
Well, no, there's nothing else to say. They totally got it, and exactly the way Scott laid it out, we had the exact same answer for 90 points.
Yes.
And Buck Owens is like a country singer or something.
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
He is. That's why I said
Okay.
very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the answer is Joe Buck O'Neill Walker Buehler. So nice job on that. It's fun watching you guys trying to muscle through these. It's awesome.
Nick, as soon as you said Pirates utility infielder, I was like, how does Josh Harrison fit into? How does he fit into this question?
Yeah,
They had two utility infielders around that time.
And it's Buck O'Neill was the guy that was all over the Ken Burns special, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that? So I knew they'd get there eventually. I love that guy. He was such a fantastic storyteller. So,
all right, going into the final question of the night, possibly. We have Otis, he loves us at 6:30. I hate Thunder at 6:20. We got a barn burner here. Here is the final during, and post game. Starting pitcher for the Cardinals at the time who passed away due to a heart attack before a game against the Cubs in 2002. Plus, Cubs right fielder that was involved in the biggest blockbuster trade of the 2024-25 offseason. Plus, catcher from 2014 to 2024, spending his first 8 years in Cincinnati, who's also been with the Tigers, Rangers, and Diamondbacks, plus manager for the Astros from 89 to 93, then the A's from 96 to 02, quote, Moneyball manager, then the Mets in 03 and 04.
We're checking in.
I Hate Thunder has checked in. Otis, he loves us. What do you got?
a few seconds
we
behind
just
them.
got there.
Like as Nick was reading the question, we immediately both typed Darryl Kyle to each other. Then we typed Kyle Tucker to each other. Then we both paused on the third one. We paused. Art Howe. I took a minute to say played by Philip Seymour Hoffman in Moneyball.
Well,
And
the only reason I paused in the third one was because when he said Reds catcher, I immediately thought Kurt Casale because I was like, Tucker, it's going to be Kurt. So I was thinking, I was like, this is going to be Kurt Casale, but the teams didn't match up because Kurt Casale definitely played for the Rays. So once I heard that, I was like, wait a second. I don't know who it is, but you just came up with Tucker Barnhart, who I didn't
yes,
realize jumped around so much since leaving the Reds.
I had lost track of him too, but I remember him with the Reds. So Darryl,
Yeah.
Kyle, Tucker, Bernhardt, Howe for 90 points.
Barnhart, not Barnhart.
Barnhart. Isn't that what I said? Barnhart?
It's a Barnhart burner, as we
That's
said
right.
before this last question.
It's a Barnhart. Right, exactly.
Barnhart burner.
So there you go. Check that in for 90 points. Oh no, yeah, for 90 points.
And I Hate Thunder. What do you got?
Ooh. So I started with the second question, and I hate the Houston Astros not nearly as much as the Thunder, but pretty close. It's like, for me, it's like Oregon, it's like Oklahoma City, Oregon, Houston Astros on my hate list. So Kyle Tucker came pretty quick, and then I went, oh yeah, Daryl Kyle. Dan was all over Art Howe, and then I was
Couldn't get
like,
off of him, actually.
yeah, who couldn't get off Art Howe. And then it was just, okay, Cincinnati catcher, Rangers. And then I went, oh, this is Tucker Barnhart. So we've also checked in with Daryl, Kyle, Tucker Barnhart, Art Howe for 100 points.
You are absolutely correct. We got Daryl, Kyle, Tucker, Barnhart, Howe. Now, this is kind of cool. When I was doing research for this question, there was an answer last time I was on, was Jason Simon-Tachi. Remember, we couldn't quite come up with the
Yes,
answer.
yep.
Jason Simon-Tachi started the game that was resumed from the Daryl Kyle incident.
Oh,
So
Jeez.
they postponed the game until later that year, and the guy that we couldn't think of, Jason Simon-Tachi, started that game. And Daryl Kyle was like a mentor to him, and he was an emotional wreck. I mean, it was crazy, but just weird how all this stuff comes together. Like,
Yeah.
even for us, like putting this stuff together is pretty cool. But so we have a tie game, 720 to 720. Our tie-breaking question, since I'm a Red Sox fan, and I'll bring up stadium capacity that we did earlier. Give me the stadium capacity of Fenway Park, the closest without going over, Price is Right style.
We'll check in.
Oh, no.
David knows this off the top of his head.
Yep.
Otis, he
So-
loves us, has checked in. I Hate Thunder.
Well, we can't beat
What do
him
you
unless
got?
No. So just come up with your best guess, Dan. I don't know.
it's gonna be, man, it's higher than 35,000. It's lower than 40, probably 37. Split the difference, 37.5.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Otis, he loves us. What do you got?
Grew up a Red Sox fan, born in Boston. 37,755.
But yeah, the capacity for Fenway Park, 37,775. Nice job.
Good job, David.
So our clipboard captains receiving the coveted Manager Joe Torre Lavello Award, brought to you by Robbie Ray Durham Bulls, is Otis. He loves us in a crazy tight game. That was a lot of fun, guys.
That's crazy. Nick, let me jump in first and say thanks for listening to the podcast, but also just this was a great game. This was fun. I mean, for the baseball fans, this was good. I think you nearly broke Markkus and Dan, their facial expressions during that fourth quarter. we're pretty good. Scott and I were lucky enough to get most of them early, so we could just eat our popcorn and watch these guys. But this was a great game. A lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nick,
Well,
I don't know if
thank
you
you.
knew this or not, but
I agree.
I don't know my current baseball like at all.
Well, okay,
I
next
may have
time
said
I'm
that
on.
at some point, but
Yeah. I'll
if I
dial
would
the
have
clock
known,
back.
actually, if I would have known that this was only going to be a baseball game, I may have told Ed that I had something else to do, but I'm glad I came on because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Like, it was a blast for me to listen to you guys every week. Like, I mean, I listen to my show back, and then it's like you guys right there. It's like boom, Benchwarmers Tuesday morning
That's awesome.
drops on my way to work. It's on.
That's great.
I love listening to you guys. So it was a blast for me to come on and share my baseball knowledge and stuff. And if you haven't checked it out, check our podcast out, Rounding Third Baseball. Our podcast is a lot different than a lot of other baseball podcasts out there because we are very fan and follower oriented. Like we interact with our audience on all of our shows, all of our posts, all of our trivia questions. Like that's me and Harrison doing all of that work. Like it's just us two, and we want to make it a strong baseball fan place for them to go. Like there's not a lot of that around for baseball fans to go and just talk baseball. And we've had some great people, great followers, and great baseball discussions. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
All right. So thank you so much for letting me host this evening. And thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.